So if you haven't seen my most recent video, I have addressed that Canada's Wonderland should build a Gerstlauer Eurofighter in the plot of land that the current amphitheater is in, but I specifically didn't mention the elephant in the room. And get ready, I'll explain in today's video. That'll be the launched wing coaster. What's up guys, Cam here, and today I will be telling you guys why Canada's Wonderland should get a blast coaster for their next roller coaster. Now before I get into this video, I need you guys to like, subscribe, and turn on all of those notifications because guess what? We're almost at 100 subscribers, so I would really like you guys to subscribe. If we can reach 1,000 by the end of the year, that would be absolutely insane. But let's get straight into this. Canada's Wonderland. Canada's Wonderland is one of the most well-known parks in the world. It's one of the biggest, and it has a 18 coaster lineup with kiddie coasters, wooden coasters, and probably their most iconic coaster, Leviathan, their B&M Giga. But what is their next ride coming to the park? If you saw yesterday's video, I said that Canada's Wonderland should get a Gerstlauer Eurofighter. Now, I do think that a Gerstlauer Eurofighter would work in Canada's Wonderland, but I think I can agree with many people that say that a blast coaster should go into Canada's Wonderland. Now, let me show you guys why. And the first one is that the iconic Volcano the Blast Coaster. Volcano the Blast Coaster was well loved by many people. It was loved by a lot. It's a very iconic roller coaster. The upwards launch is amazing. I think it's one of the only blast coasters in the world, and they could really use it. The second pro is that they already have a mountain that they can use. So they can either expand the mountain, or they could build into the mountain, is what I'm trying to say, which they really could do. I think is a good idea. They could build into that mountain, and they could get a B&M launched wing coaster up. And before I get into any more pros or cons, I just want to say that this is all skeptical. I do not know if a launched wing coaster is coming. We don't know if it's a launched wing. We don't know if it's a launched invert. We don't know if it's a launched floorless. But all that we know is that it will be a blast coaster. Now let's get on to the next pro, which is they do have space. They have the space to build a blast coaster, and that space could be very useful. Now, before I show any evidence about it, I would just like to say that I don't know, man. Alright, I did it. Alright, so if you look on my screen right now, right here, I'm circling this plot of land right here, which is right behind the mountain, and even I would be willing to sacrifice. I would be willing to use this plot of land and this old amphitheater as the blast coaster plot. I would prefer if they would put two different roller coasters here, but a blast coaster would be much more beneficial to the park. And they have the land, and then that would probably be the last upside. Now, the first downside is the cost. As we've seen, Thunderbird costed a hefty amount. It would cost the amount that it probably cost the amount that Behemoth costed. It does cost a pretty penny if they want to build a blast coaster. And remember, they would have to build either inside the mountain, which I doubt it because the bat is built right on top of the mountain. And it goes on top, so they would need to expand the mountain either outside or in a different way. And it would cost a lot of money to build more of the mountain and to build the coaster. As we've seen, Volcano costed a lot. And Thunderbird costed a lot, so if we were to combine those, it would cost a pretty penny. And so let's get on to the next con. The next con is that when you talk about Volcano and its downtime, the mechanics of this ride were very bad, to say the least. It was a very tough ride to maintain. It was not a very well kept ride from what I've heard. It had many technical issues, and it was the first of its kind, which this would be the first of its kind. Technically not, but this would be the first upwards launch of a either B&M Invert or a B&M Wing coaster. And this would be very interesting to see, and I really don't know how this is going to work out. Only time will tell. It's kind of like Top Thrill 2. We don't really know, but we'll have to see what time gives us. But I wonder, what do you guys think of a Blast coaster? Personally, I think that this would be a great addition for Canada's Wonderland. They need a powerful launch coaster, and something like Thunderbird, if they were willing to do it, or something like Volcano, it would really work. It would give that unique sensation, like Wicked. Wicked is a very unique sensation, and an upwards launch would be really good for the park. It would definitely give them a hand up over the other coaster places, but if they have to get rid of this amphitheater too, I personally think that they should only keep it into the small plot of land that's surrounded by the Bat and Yukon Striker. Now, don't really know how likely this is to happen, but from what I'm thinking, this is one of the highest possibilities. As we've seen, they are willing to build into and around the mountain. They are willing to do a lot of things with that mountain. But I just want to know what you think. Make sure to comment down below what do you think could be coming to Canada's Wonderland. And before I end this off, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, and give some quick shoutouts to Airtime Thrills, Theme Park Studios, Coaster Studios, Theme Park Crazy, and a ton of other YouTubers that I do really enjoy. Make sure to go subscribe to them, and I shall see you all in the next time. Goodbye.